to meet you.
Mr. Chetham, good to see you too.
That's Chetham. Common mistake. I'm sure your journey was not too difficult. Shall I show you about?
The overall trip was fine, but the train ride was rather long and tiring, and then the final leg. Well, I'd rather explore tomorrow.
Yes, our coastal road can be a bit challenging. Do you have more luggage?
No, just these 2 bags. I tend to travel lightly. My, thanks for some cleaning up around here.
Well, I did have the old housekeeper cover up a few things and put many things away. Left some stuff out like those old rocks and things. But rest assured now, I've checked on the place regularly.
Looks like you've been most diligent. These rocks are interesting. I'm a geologist by training.
Oh.
Very common specimens for the most part. Here's one. A knot-shaped stone. Strange. Seems to have been weathered and purposely shaped on a few sides to a heptagon, 7-sided. It's marble, I think.
Yes. The elder Mr. Trent was very fond of those, and I believe he did favor those 2 green ones. Very pretty to look at, but not worth anything, I'm afraid.
How do you know that?
Oh, well, you see, as the one handling the estate, that is, of course, until you came along, I had them checked, as I have everything for tax evaluation purposes.
Oh, I see.
You know, I've been your grandfather's attorney for many years. My father was also an attorney, and his father, well, a barrister, actually. We handled your family's business affairs for all your past generations.
Yes, I realized that when I saw the papers. You took over when your father passed.
Yes, but the point I'm trying to make is that since you're the last heir now, I really didn't know about you and really had no way of contacting you until just recently.
Apparently the family had drifted apart. For some reason, one day I woke up and got the genealogy book to do research on my family tree and found a brief notice of his passing. Until then, I had no idea about all of this. Then, seeing that you were handling this business, I contacted you, only for family information. I never expected to inherit anything. I was just looking for some family ties.
Yes, quite understandable. But you know, there are some complications that need to be addressed. The point I'm trying to make is that since my family has traditionally served yours, I'd be most pleased to continue in your service. I will keep in contact with you. There are some matters that need to be addressed now.
Yes, I'll do that. For now, I would just like to rest. It's almost nightfall, and I want to settle in. I'll explore my own tomorrow when it's light.
Right you are, Ed. You know, your grandfather was rather eccentric. He didn't like wearing conveniences very much. There's only just enough power for electricity now. I will be in touch, and I'll see myself out. Cheerio now. Cheerio!
Hello? Yes, may I help you?
Hello, Mr. Trent. I'm Mrs. Corrigan. I was the housekeeper here until your grandfather left us. Rest his soul. Oh, I can see the resemblance. That is, of course, when he was alive. He was a delightful old gent. Perhaps a bit eccentric, but I'm sure you'll be as gracious as he.
Well, that is...
My stars, will you just look at this place. Now, don't you worry, sir. I'll have it all tidied up and presentable in no time.
Well, Mrs. Corrigan, is it? I've just arrived and I'm a bit new to all of this, and I really hadn't planned on having it.
Yes, I realize all that, Mr. Thomas. May I call you that? And will you help me with this, dear? That's a good deal. The elder Mr. Trent left provision for me to continue on whenever your family was living here. Now, I heard you were coming, so I've been waiting and watching, and I don't mind telling you that Mr. Chetham has done his best to keep everyone away. Not to worry about running the household. You just rest. I've got work to do. Oh, and don't you pay any mind at all to those silly stories about this place being
imagination.
Will you be staying in this section of the house? It's a lot warmer downstairs here, especially at night. Shall I bring you something to eat?
No, thank you, Mrs. Corrigan. I had a quick bite at the train station. Yes, it is a bit chilly. Looks like old man Winter isn't here.
Oh, indeed. Yes, he is. Well, here is a small glass of fresh milk. It may help you to sleep. And I'll be retiring soon.
Thank you, but I don't drink milk.
Oh, no matter. I best eat it in case you change your mind. You know, they used to say that we should leave something out to the good folk. You know, the wee ones. Oh, and if you need anything at all, you just ring the bell. Good night, Mr. Thomas.
Good night, Mrs. Corrigan. And thank you. House noises. That's all it is. Mrs. Corrigan? Hello? All right, whoever you are, show yourself this instant. I don't know how you're doing this, but I know you're there. I don't believe in ghosts. I knew it. I knew there couldn't be a ghost living here.
Of course not, silly. Ghosts can't be living anywhere, or they wouldn't be ghosts. They can just be.
Enough nonsense. Who are you?
I'm Faye. I'm a Fae.
Huh?
You should ask, what am I?
Okay. What are you?
A Fae.
What? You're talking riddles.
I'm being perfectly clear. You're the one who seems to be mixed up.
You break into my room unannounced, hide, and then taunt me. Explain yourself, young woman.
Don't you know anything? I'm a fairy.
Oh, of course. I see now. You're a fairy. Well, I don't believe in
Oh, don't say it.
I don't believe in fairies.
And just what makes you think I'm not?
Because I read that story and I just said, I don't believe in fairies. And you didn't disappear or melt or fall down dead or something. You're still here.
Figures you'd say that. I suppose I am to blame for it. Actually, what I told Mr. Barry was, every time someone says, I don't believe in fairies, one falls down, laughing!
Oh, I see. You were misquoted.
He didn't tell it right.
Sure, and you actually knew him too. How old are you?
That is not something you ask any woman, even if she is a fae.
Well, I don't believe in things, in beings unseen.
And just to whom were you referring this evening when you said, Old Man Winter?
That's just an expression.
Well, Jack Frost is a fae, and I think he'd have a different opinion. I hope he bogs your reading glass all year long. You're nothing like your grandfather. I thought you'd be different.
And you're not a fairy. You're an intruder. I'm going to ring for Mrs. Corrigan and have her properly escort you out.
I don't like bells, and mind you, this is my home too. I'll let you stay for now. Only because it was your grandfather's house.
Oh, well, that's so kind of you. And just how do you know about him?
I knew him. We lived here together.
Oh, so that's how it was. Well, imagine that sly old codger.
That is not how it was. We dwelt here together for as many years as he owned this place.
Now, wait a minute. You couldn't even have been born then.
There is so much you mortals don't understand.
Is that so?
Yes. Why, you even need those things to tell you when to eat and sleep. When you have the sun and the moon and the natural tides instead. Just why do you think the rooster crows at dawn?
To wake us fools in the morning from silly dreams like you.
No, it's to warn we folk when dawn comes near. And so it is. There are forces around you that are not good. Stay on your guard and best beware. I warn you.
Mrs. Corrigan? Mrs. Corrigan, would you come down here, please? Mrs. Corrigan.
Mr. Thomas, what's the matter?
I must have been dreaming. Strange when it was.
Oh, perhaps it's just the quiet country air. You're not used to it, Mr. Thomas.
Are we the only ones in the house? Are the doors and windows secured?
Oh, yes, sir. I can assure you that no one has entered this place after it was closed up these past years. Except for Mr. Chetham. Nobody could.
I suppose so. I'm sorry to have awakened you.
Well, it's past dawn. I've been up and about my chores, as most everyone in the village. You fell asleep and slept the night in your traveling clothes. Oh, I see you drank the milk I left for you. Will you be having breakfast?
No, I may have something later.
I'll get your bags in.
Thank you.
Will you
else in here?
No.
Tell them to booger off.
No, you get out.
Really?
Don't! Stop that!
Nowhere near that.
Nor I. Oh, Bertie, I did too. We must be leaving.
But ladies!
Out! Oh! Bertie! Something's hitting me. Oh, it got hot.
That's not very nice.
Oh, I was only looking at it.
Those two are greedy old busybody, and that one's a thief.
Ladies, please, don't leave. Stop this instant!
Oh, God, save us! Even talk, step out!
Mrs. Corrigan! Mrs. Would you please come down here?
Mr. Thomas, I've heard the promotion, sir. What's wrong?
Did you see anyone on your way down here? Anyone at all?
No, sir. I just looked out the kitchen window and I saw those old biddies running away like madmen. Don't you worry, sir. Those magpies will be back.
You haven't seen anything strange, phantoms then?
Mr. Thomas, you're not going to tell me you believe there are ghosts living in this house, are you?
Oh no, of course not. If it were a ghost, it wouldn't be living, would it?
Mr. Thomas, is there anything further I can do before I retire to bed?
No, Mrs. Corrigan. I'm amazed what you've already done. The entire house looks like it's never been empty these past 5 years. You are a dynamo of energy.
Oh, you're very kind. But frankly, sir, I am worried about you. You seem to be so very tired. More so every passing day.
Yes, my sleep is restless lately. My dreams are full of images, and I can't remember them when I wake. Is it truly the country air as opposed to the city? How do you do it? It seems once you've retired for the evening, you're not even here.
Excuse me if I speak too frankly, Mr. Thomas. It's a fault of mine. But perhaps you are not facing something that is bothering you. If you ask yourself the right question, the answer may come.
Yes, you may be right. I appreciate your being candid. I'll consider your suggestion.
Then I'll turn in. I wish you a very restful night. If not, a healing one.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Corrigan. I can't seem to get the image out of my mind. And her voice. Heavens, what am I saying? I've never had a dream like that before. And how do I explain the milk? Gone every night. I did not drink it. Okay, this is bad. Yet I saw in her what I saw in her. Even if she were a dream. I'd really like to see her again. Somehow there's something almost familiar about her. Such peaceful sleep. I've searched the house for hiding places and seen to it that the doors and windows are locked. How do you get in here each night?
I come and I go. Shall I leave?
No, don't. I mean, please, stay. I'm sorry I chased you away.
I left last time only because I wished it. You wanted to see me again? Why?
I'd like you to tell me about you. This place. My grandfather.
So now you believe me.
Well, I see you. And you seem to be here. And I don't think I could even imagine anything like this.
Well, that holds promise. At least you didn't make any tooth fairy jokes. She really hates it when people do that.
I guess I just didn't think of one.
Well, that's honest. Actually, while you slept, I felt your heart. I saw what's in it.
My heart?
You, your mind, your essence. You are much like your grandfather. Actually, I perceive that you still have some fairy blood in you. I suppose you might have had it from your mother's side as well. Most moderns still do, but they ignore it. He did it. And just like people, there are all kinds of us. There's air fairies, and fire fairies, and earth fairies, and water fairies, and
Look, I'm really lost here. If you really are what you say you are, then where are your wings? Are you not rather large? Can you...
Oh, we're back to that again, aren't we? Oh, all right. What people thought were our wings is our energy. Sometimes the emanations can't be seen. Fairies come in all sizes, depending on what kind we are. I can be any size. And we avoid people because they no longer have belief in us. And even when you did have belief in us, your kind made up stories that we were evil and even hunted us. That's why there's no more unicorns. So we no longer bother with people anymore, unless we have a reason that serves us.
Can everyone see you?
In this form, I can be seen or heard by any number I choose, but only for a very short time. It's for that reason I place fairy ointment on your eyes. Children can see us more easily. And we're often their invisible friends. Animals, too. You don't by chance have a cat, do you? Oh, good. They can see us all too well, and they just stare. Oh, dawn is approaching, and I must go.
Wait, you warned me about something last time.
There's trouble around. It's somewhere. It's near. I just feel it.
Well, I may have inherited this place, but it looks like I won't be able to keep it financially.
Then watch everyone. Everyone. But you need not worry about Mrs. Corrigan. I cannot wait, and I must go. I'm sorry.
But I have so many questions. Will I see you again?
Well, read that book over there. The fifth one from the left. It was your grandfather's favorite. Most everything will be answered, and you have much to learn. Your grandfather would insist that you did.
This one? Why, it's rather old. Oh, I see. It's all about otherworld creatures. Yeah, look here, fairies and leaf folk.
Mr. Thomas, are you awake? I thought I heard you stirring. Did you sleep better?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
I had an envelope you left, so with your permission, sir, I'll go to market and get groceries.
That's fine.
Oh, I meant to remind you yesterday, the solicitor, Mr. Chetham, will be arriving early this morning. He'll be here any minute.
I'll receive him when he arrives. Take your time in market, Mrs. Ford.
Miss Corrigan, Mr. Trent.
Morning, sir. You're out and about rather early.
Well, yes, I suppose it is. But then again, I'm always early.
Oh, it must be that early bird thing. Trying to catch a worm.
I beg your pardon.
Hello. Please, call me Thomas.
Thank you, but I think not. You Americans are always so informal. Perhaps one day, but presently we have some rather serious business to conduct, Mr. Trent.
I suspect so, Mr. Chetham. You didn't go into it before.
Well, as you can see, the taxes are almost overdue. Now, I've paid what I could out of the remainder of the estate, and I personally have made arrangements to take care of some of the regular expenses. But all that is becoming due now, as well as the future taxes and the ongoing expenses.
Well, I have some savings that might cover this.
Well, forgive me for saying so, Mr. Trent. But when I had you investigated, to be sure you were who you said you were, I also received a copy of your financial stats. I'm afraid you won't be able to keep up this place much longer.
Are there any alternatives?
Well, I suppose you can always sell the entire estate. I'm sure that I could find a buyer for it somewhere.
Just figures. I've just discovered my roots and now I'm threatened to lose them. Mr. Chetham, I'll find a way.
I understand how you feel, young man, but you should think about it now. And I would say consider the better. Consider the better. I shall be on my way. Cheerio now. Cheerio.
Careful, sir. He bears watching.
Mrs. Corrigan, you were eavesdropping.
Certainly not, sir. I came back for my reading spectacles. But I be cautious. Misplaced trust is worse than none, I always say.
What makes you say that? Now, you're not one to gossip.
Oh, they're all like that. Remember what our Shakespeare said about lawyers? He knew their kind. Actually, when the devil needed someone worse than himself, he invented lawyers.
I'll remember that. Seems I've been getting a lot of warnings lately. Hello, Mr. Smythe, please. Tell him it's Thomas Trent calling. Long distance. He's expecting my call. Yes, I'll hold. Hello, Mr. Smythe. Oh, it must be the connection. How are you doing? Yes, it is getting a bit late over here. Any decisions on that matter yet? Oh. I see. Yes, of course. Yes, I understand. Thank you, Mr. Smythe.
I don't like those things.
I do wish you would announce yourself.
Why? I know I'm here. That thing made you sad. And it's made of iron. We avoid iron.
No, it didn't. It's just a telephone.
Well, I've noticed that when people talk into those things, they're often sad. Death, sickness, anger, loss. Things may start out happy, but it always ends up sad. And it has a bell.
It's people that cause that sadness.
That's why we avoid people. You have such short lives, and yet you dwell on misery by being angry and sad.
If I could, I would avoid them too.
Would you? Would you really now?
Yes. Well, at least that's how I feel at the moment.
Now you understand us. You're still sad. Worried, too.
Can't we hide anything from you? That was my banker. I may lose this house and land.
But it's yours. It has been in your family for generations.
But like I said, I may have inherited place, but it looks like I won't be able to keep it. There's the upkeep, which I might eventually be able to take care of, but then there are taxes. If I can't pay those, they take it away.
No, that's stealing. They have no right. Who are they anyway? Well, I'll raise up such a fog they'll never leave their dwellings. I'll give them rain on end and nights of storms.
Whoa there! You're talking about the entire government. Anyways, when I see of this country, they have plenty of that already.
Besides, this is my home too, and has been much longer than they have been here. It's protecting much. Like, they could destroy the house, or even dig into the land underneath.
Take it easy, Faye. You're bringing the place down all on your own.
I'm not doing that.
Then what are those?
Knockers.
What?
Knockers. I guess I'll have to tell you, there are passages under the ground that lead to, well, the lands of Breuer. Our special place, your house and this place, sits over a very important gateway. People can threaten that. The cave knockers know, and the word is spreading.
Is that dangerous?
Can be. There are hordes of faithful that are very, very powerful. They can bring lightning and storms and floods and shake the earth and forever destroy this place. It's always been my home, and I've always protected it with such...
I'll do everything in my power.
I'd hope for that. The fairy blood is still strong within you. Keep that vigilance. We all must find a way.
Well, perhaps I could speak to Mr. Chetham.
You heard Mrs. Corrigan. He is as greedy as a bog ogre is nasty. Heed her advice.
Well, perhaps I could sell some of this stuff. Perhaps I could sign it.
Oh, Puck!
What did you just say?
Puck, Tim, Piper, Robin. He's out there. I cannot stay. I must go. Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas.
I'm awake, Mrs. Corrigan.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Good morning, Mrs. Corrigan.
I brewed some fresh coffee for you. You know, sir, if you live here long enough, you will have to get used to drinking tea.
Well, I would try to develop a taste for it, but it looks like my plans will change.
Oh, I found this in the kitchen. I thought at first you had left it in there, but it has your name on it.
Strange. I don't remember anyone mentioning seeing a package.
Shall I go, sir?
No, please, say. What's this? It looks like it's pure gold. And some of it is thin as thread. It's very fine. I've never seen anything like it. It's a strange note, but I can't read it.
Oh, sir, I do recognize that. It is spun gold. Very exquisite. You might see it's like in the raiment of a royal king or queen. May I see the note? Oh, it's Gaelic. But I believe I can figure it out. For you, when in time of need. When in time of need. Oh, what a wonderful present. But there's no name. Who's given you this?
I couldn't say.
Well,
Well, whoever takes care of property taxes. That's right.
Faye, you're back. And that young lady is a very old trick.
And just who do you think invented that very old trick? Your kind learned it from us ages ago.
It's been days. Where have you been?
Miss me?
Yes.
How much?
I need to talk to you about that.
How much?
I need to know that.
How much?
Please, Faye. Faye, please, quit. Faye.
Yes, it was from us. Well, from the fairies in the hills far away. It's actually sort of a loan.
Well, thank them.
No! Never thank a fairy. You thank people, but never fairies.
Yes, I read that, but you said loan, so I thought that might be an
Oh,
exception.
you've been reading. You thank people because it's not necessarily in their makeup. But with fairies, it is our nature. With a few exceptions.
Did I do right?
Did you do right? What are you asking?
Was I right in using the money from the gold threads to secure the estate?
Of course, we knew that you would. Did you have any doubt?
Yes, I wasn't sure.
That's those bankers and lawyers for you. Always making things unclear. People thought we were of the devil. Have I been all?
You know, you're sounding more and more like Mrs. Corrigan.
Why do you have all these festive decorations? It's not yet the Midsummer Festival or the Yuletide.
We're going to have a celebration tonight. The guests will be arriving any minute. I've invited the entire burg to come.
Even those two old biddies?
Everyone. I thought fairies loved music, dancing, and celebration.
There's going to be music and dancing? Cheese and tasty morsels?
remember, Charlene, this is our big chance. I don't know where Trent got the money, but the house is his now, free and clear. Now you land this one, and I'll let you yourself right. Now, play up to him. Make him think that he's the only man.
Darling, don't concern yourself so. There's not a man been born that I can attempt.
I'm sure of that. I wish you didn't now.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Thomas Trent, but please call me Thomas. I want to personally thank everyone for coming this evening. I'm sure we'll become good friends and neighbors. So, eat, drink, and be merry. Ladies, I'm so glad you two came tonight.
Well, Mr. Trent, Thomas, Mrs. Corrigan explained everything when we met at the market. She said that you've had a long journey and that you were tired. We understand, don't we, Rosie? Oh, yes, indeed, Gertie. Thank you for inviting us. But please tell me, where on earth did you get those lovely flowers? Yes, those flowers, they're not even in season.
What flowers?
Those?
Ladies, would you excuse me for a moment, please?
Okay.
Oh, you're here.
Well, you invited me.
No, I mean, you're here right on time.
I'm always very punctual.
He just wants a reason to hoist a pint.
I can't believe that.
Well, that hardly seems.
No, what I meant was,
Make it
I can't believe that you're not making yourself more welcome. Here, have more to drink.
Now that's where I get mad.
don't so.
Look, just don't cause any problems. Don't scare anyone. Promise?
Promise what?
Just promise me you'll have a good time.
Oh, this is like a prize.
That's the spirit.
I promise I'll not frighten anyone.
Good. Glad to hear it. Just act your age.
You still don't know how old I am. What did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking to you.
You know, my father used to do that. Talk to himself. He said that when you talk to yourself, you made a better class of people that way. Of course, you know, they came and put him away.
Mr. Trent, I'd like for you to meet an old client of mine, Charlene Dahl. Miss Charlene Dahl.
Delighted, Miss Dahl.
The pleasure is mine, I'm sure. Please, call me Charlene.
Miss Dahl comes from a very old and titled British family.
Yes, and I'm the tooth fairy.
Is that so? Charlene, please call me Thomas.
Certainly. Thomas.
Hi, that's an interesting scent you're wearing.
Thank you. It's fresh.
That's why it smells like snails.
Here, please. I'm going to get us some of those wonderful hors d'oeuvres Mrs. Corrigan made. Now, don't you go away. Oh, would you stop this? We're supposed to be enjoying this evening.
Oh, and I suppose you enjoy being with that
She's just being friendly.
old family indeed. I know the real title they gave her grandmother. I'm protecting you.
Okay, so she's a little eccentric.
Oh, so you like women like that?
I was getting lonely. Did you forget all about me already?
Oh, no, of course not. What was the name of that perfume you said you were wearing?
Oh, I didn't. Here, smell it. Help us bring some
Fainting! Woo! It's
big welcome and a long and happy life here. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us, hey! Stay. Well, there you have it. Say something.
Thank you. I just want to say that I've fallen in love with this house and its history, and I'm so grateful that you've all been so welcoming. And I now want to announce to you that I plan to stay here and make this my home.
Hooray!
Thank you. So go ahead, everyone. There's lots to eat. Enjoy the evening.
I'm so glad you're going to stay. I really want to get to know you. Tommy, darling! Oh, hello, everyone! Am I late? Oh, Thomas, I so wanted to be here for you this evening. It feels like I've been traveling forever.
Welcome, my dear. I'm Dr. Goodfellow, but you can call me Rob. I'm all right. What an interesting outfit you have there. And where are your bags?
Oh, I left them in the back with the servants. Oh, Thomas, I had to leave the servants at home. They didn't come.
Faye?
And just who is this?
Yes, Trent, please introduce us.
This is...
I'm Faye. Faye Brownie.
Brownie?
The Browning. They used to call her Brownie in school years ago. She's an old friend of the family.
From whence do you hail?
Oh, well, you see, what was the question?
From where do you come? I'm not familiar with that name.
Now, Chetham, there's no need to cross-examine.
Miss Chetham!
That's still no way to greet a guest who's obviously gone to some great effort to get here tonight. Go, my dear. Would you like some nourishment? Some cake or cheese? And may I say, you look absolutely delightful this evening.
Thank you.
Well, you look like you needed a rescue from them.
Is it true there was a time when both the client and the lawyer could be put to the sword?
Yes, that was the good old days. You know, I sometimes think solicitors are escaped souls from hell. Or maybe they just gave lessons.
Some women have absolutely no fashion sense. Don't you think so, Thomas?
Well,
And I'll bet she's much, much older than she looks.
Oh, yes. Of that, I'm quite sure.
I figured as much. That probably isn't her real hair color either. Is there anywhere we can be alone?
Alone?
Yes, just you and I.
Well, I really should be with my guests.
Oh, but the evening is very young. I have no plans to be alone tonight. I know you and I could what I mean to say is that I believe fate has brought us.
Charlene, what's wrong? What's going on here?
Perhaps the flag.
No. As the doctor here, I can assure you folks that there's no plague or even pox about. Mrs. Noel, what you got here now? Oh, perhaps it's an allergic reaction to something you ate this evening. Or maybe it's something that you're wearing.